For folks who are applying to law school now, who are really thinking ahead about career options after graduating law school, is there anything they should be thinking about in the present moment?
Yeah, I mean, I think they should, and this is what I preach to all of my clients and students is to really give some thought as to, why are you going to law school? What are you going to do with this degree? And part of this is helping people not make the mistakes that I may have made. But I think for the application process, it's important to consider where geographically you might want to practice. If you are one of those people who is looking at the top schools, you can go to Harvard and practice anywhere in the country, not a problem. But if you're looking at, sort of a different level of school, I think the alumni networks tend to be really strong in the city where that school is located. Sometimes it might make sense to go to a lower ranked school in the city you plan to practice in versus potentially a slightly higher ranked school in another city, because I think some law schools are very regional, and you can get a great education and get a great job, but if you go to the other side of the country, that school may not have as much value and may not be as well known. Employers certainly aren't going to be coming to recruit across the country at a school that they don't get a lot of students from. So it just makes it more difficult for you. So taking that into consideration. And then other than that, I mean, I think there are some schools that are better for some things. It's not like undergrad where you have a major, but if you're really passionate about doing a particular type of public interest work, looking at the different journals and clinics that a school offers, looking at whether you'll be able to do internships during the year. That was one really big advantage that Georgetown students had, is that they could do all kinds of internships in DC during the school year when they were less competitive. And also students that, I won't name any particular school, but some schools are not in major metropolitan areas, and it's not as easy to intern during the year. So that's one advantage. Other things to think about are really, if you know that you want to have a career in the public sector, you may want to think about looking for schools that will offer you merit money, where you can graduate with less debt, and that'll give you more flexibility. Because if you take on a lot of debt for law school, especially if you're at a top law school, and there are a lot of law firms recruiting there, it's going to become really tempting to go to a firm where you can make a lot of money and may not be exactly what you want to do. You just have more freedom and flexibility if you have less debt. There's also some of the top schools have loan repayment assistance programs if you are going to be working in the public interest. So really evaluating what they have to offer and what the requirements are can be a factor. And if you are, if you do want to go the big firm route, looking at which law firms recruit on the particular campuses. And that should be information that is pretty easy to get from the career services offices. And if they don't want to share that with you, then that's usually not a great sign. So, try to find out how many employers are interviewing on campus and how many people they're hiring.
Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already to be notified of new episodes as I release them. And feel free to reach out if you need anything at all as you move forward with your prep. I'm happy to help however I can. In the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.